So I want to talk to you about this one thing. It's quite important, but not always easy to navigate. And that's why we're here, right? And this one is about we are not the product of our environment. And quite often I've heard people saying something like, well, I act this way because I grew up in a family or a household where I was deeply traumatized and mistreated, and that's why I need to act this way, defend for myself, or I lash out and there's no way I can stop myself from doing it. Or, well, there are so many people got sick in my family and they're diagnosed with cancers, and so it's inescapable for me to not get sick. Or there's a common one, I wouldn't be like this if that or that didn't happen. We all got stories. I got mine too. And mine is probably like, oh, well, I'm afraid of rejection from my family members, so I have to hide myself and not allowing my psychic intuitive gifts to come out because I don't want them to look at me as I'm the weirdo, right? So we all got our stories, but yet we need stories though, because this is how we as humanity, we as human being, we communicate and we relate to each other, and that's how we grow together. And it's also a great checking point, a reference point for us to go back and say, oh wow, with all those past database, what can I get out of those resources so I get to learn from it, gain wisdom from it, from my past mistakes, from my past failure or traumatic experience. What can I do with those juicy resources, right? But a lot of times the tricky point comes when we as our identities are overly attached to the past trauma, how we were being misused, how we're being betrayed, how we're being traumatized in any way, and we attach the resentment or grudge onto those things, and without letting them melt away, we let those past events dominate, dictate, and disempower who we are today in this current present moment. And that means we're breathing, but we're not living in the now. And so one thing that I have to learn throughout my healing journey as well is that it's okay to project. Why? Because it's just how we do as naturally as human, how we function. But there's always a but. When we have stories that's unhealed, an unhealed wound, it doesn't give us a free pass to just spill our pain to any people, places, or things, just because we think that just certain things cause us to become who we are today. And there's still that unforgiveness in our heart. So my humbling lessons that I've gained throughout the years over time is that whenever I feel that natural desires to project onto others, I have to allow myself to quickly pause and check in. Okay, what do I want to do now? Is it A, about to accuse someone, something, or certain places? Or B, am I about to blame others so I don't have to do anything about it? It's not my fault, no responsibility on. Or being critical. Am I about to criticize someone's action so I get to be righteous and more overpower the other person. So it's always a humbling checking point whenever we feel that innate dark force rising from us. And there's nothing wrong with, feeling dark, because we are both light and dark. As much as you want to shine, there's always darkness within us that needs to be embraced. So anyway, I just want to use this little video to be a reminder of us all, including myself, is that we are not a machine to project, because we're too powerful to do that. Our power is to be used to take self-responsibility, where we get to withdraw those projections when we are about to do something that's unintentional or intentional harm onto others. And by doing so, I really see us as cycle breakers, the generational curse breakers that will really stop the generational pain, the trauma that our ancestors wouldn't be able to heal from. But we're doing it not only for ourselves, but for the future generations. So until we're gone, we're no longer on this planet, our benevolent act of self-love will continue for the future. And I think this is going to be blessings for our children and for our ancestral bloodlines. Anyway, I hope this makes sense to you, and feel free to let me know what you think, and we'll talk soon. Bye guys.